welcome back students. We will continue with the lesson Biodiversity and its conservation. So when I say biodiversity, everyone should know the definition of biodiversity. We have done it, revised it many a times. Biodiversity means variety, variability of living forms found on earth. So variability means I brought two family here. One is our grass, group grass. If I take this grass plant and there is another one plant with a different type of roots. Can you see that different type of root? Here in the grass family, if you go through this root, this is called as adventitious root. So it is, why we are doing this, I want to just show you the diversity. Look at the leaf, look at its margin, look at its venation. Did you see the difference there? If you look at this plant, look at this root. This is taproot system. Now here leaf is not single. So here margin, very much you can understand the leaf. Now if I take the same grass family, two grass plants, family is same, but still you can see some differences in this grass and this grass. This is called as diversity. So variations are there, differences are there in the family, and when you compare it with other families, there is difference. So this is what is given in our activity 3, page number 86, finding variations in plants and animals. Now I brought grass family. If you just go to the animals, you can see. If you take the example of dog and cow, these both animals are not similar, isn't it? Dogs, when you look at its fur, the outer skin of this animal, it is very different. You look at the hooves, hooves means leg. Cows have very hard surface at the end, while they have different dogs. So here everything differs. So variations are there in plants, variations are there in animals, and variations are also there in human beings. Like you compare yourself, now you cannot compare yourself because now you are not in classroom. If you compare yourself with your own brother or your own sister, are you both same? No. So there are variations in human beings. If you look at the color of your skin, if you look at the color of your hair, these are all different things where you can see. That means no two organisms are identical. So birds, if you see animals, if you see plants, if you see human beings, they are all different. There are variations. That is called, it is diverse nature. Diversity is found in living organisms. And that term, when it comes to biological diversity, this is called as biodiversity. And very important aspect, biodiversity needs to be conserved. That means very importantly we should go for conservation, because it is like danger signal. Danger, red color it is. Conservation, if we don't do today, there will be no future for us. Like conservation of wildlife. We are implementing some rules. Our government is following some rules. Some laws are there, national, international laws. With that international laws, we are able to protect, we are able to conserve the plants, animals or birds. When I talk about conservation of wildlife with environment, it is called as national park. Like Bandipur National Park, there are some tiger reserves. Because you know, tigers are also getting they are in that zone. Like yesterday we learned endemic species, extinct species and endangered species. So these 3 species yesterday we learned. So tigers are now getting endangered. Endangered means the tigers you see today may not be there tomorrow. So for that we need to conserve tigers. So there are so many things started by initiatives done by our government. What are those? Save Tiger campaign. So our government is taking so many steps. So that step you too can take for protecting our what? Biodiversity. In biodiversity only plants come. So what personal step can you take? I told you, you use which type of bags? Cloth bags. Then usage of papers. This paper, you know, it comes from plants. So use your papers very thriftily. Thriftily means don't waste paper. Because if you waste more paper, there will be more cutting down of trees. When there is more cutting down of trees, that leads to deforestation. And you all know the disadvantages of cutting down of trees. Did you understand? So here everyone should follow that small steps which you can take. Use papers thriftily, we say. Thriftily means don't waste papers. So indirectly you are conserving what? Biodiversity. If you do not use plastic bags, you are conserving biodiversity. So today is Saturday. Don't forget students, today you have to start writing the notes. What questions I will let you know at the end of the class. So this is our activity 3. Variations in plants, variation in animals, variations in human beings. With example I explained. Now we will go to the next study, that is called as a case study. Case study means now we are going to take an example of one plant or one animal or a bird. Again remember, national park, conservation of wildlife with environment. So what people are doing, what the scientists are doing, there are some species which are getting endangered. And once they are endangered, if we do not take any steps, they may get extinct. So there is one book called Red Data Book. So in this Red Data Book, there is a list of plants, list of animals which are endangered or getting extinct. So remember this Red Data Book. This Red Data Book is nothing but which consists the list of all the extinct and endangered species. Now here case study, they have taken the Ramagundam forest of Peddapalli district. Page number 88. There is a story there where they have given the story of peacock and some birds and some pythons, cobra. So just read that from page number 88. So next we will go to the, so did you understand here what is biodiversity and its conservation? Yes. So national park established by our government to protect what? Our wildlife. Next we have bird sanctuaries. Bird sanctuaries means where we give protection to whom? Birds. Then you know there are some birds like Russian Siberian bird, Siberian crane, which migrates from India to Russia, Russia to India. So this, what does this migration mean? Migration means movement of birds from one region to the other. So now here very important thing, vanishing. This animals getting disappeared, this birds getting disappeared, this plant getting slowly reduced in number is a danger signal, is a warning signal for us. I told you tiger, it's warning for us so that our future generation, if we don't take today conservation steps, the future generation will not know which are these species. So it's a warning signal for us to conserve our biodiversity. So here very important thing is endangered species. Endangered means they are at the margin, they are at the boundary of becoming extinct. So it is whose duty or whose responsibility? Your, mine. It's everyone's responsibility to protect and conserve our biodiversity. So three definitions are very important here. Endemic species, extinct species, and endangered species. So these three definitions should be there in your notebook. So now when you tell conserve. There were so many, I said sparrow, crane, but the number or the frequency of these birds are reducing. That means they are becoming more and more endangered. I told, ask your grandparents or you ask your parents how frequently there were sparrows before. But now the level of these birds or the number of these birds is decreasing. That means our biodiversity is getting damaged. So we need to take steps. That is called, we are writing it all this. You know, two terms are there in biology. One is say flora and another one is fauna. What is the meaning of flora? Flora means all the plants. Fauna is nothing but all the animals. So flora is plants. Fauna is animals. Remember, flora stands for plants. Fauna for animals. So here we are talking about one book. I told you which book? Red Data Book. In this red data book, you get the list of what? List of which species? Extinct and endangered species. And it is given by whom? IUWC. This red data book is given by IUWC. This is an abbreviation. Page number 89, abbreviation. International Union for Wildlife Conservation. IUWC. International Union for Wildlife Conservation. Next, one more is there. WWF. WWF. When I say WWF, you remember you are wrestling, no? Not wrestling. This is World Wildlife Federation. WWF stands for World Wildlife Federation. So these are the different organizations which are studying about this endangered or extinct species and writing it in which book? Which book? Not notebook. This is red data book. This red data book, if any species name is there, it gives which signal? A warning signal that this species one day may become extinct. So when they are going to become extinct, what step will you do? If you are close by, somebody is sick, suffering from a disease, you will make him die there itself? No, you will take some steps. You will take him to the hospital, you will protect him, you will give him some medication. Same way, you too need to take some steps for conservation of what? Our biodiversity. When I say biodiversity, it's a wide term. In that there is plants, there is animals, there is human beings, there are insects, there are small microorganisms. Everything comes together. So today after going home, I told take some personal steps to protect our biodiversity. Do not waste your papers. Do not excess use of plastics. So in this way, small steps if you take, surely, because each drop makes an ocean. So your small step will also help in conserving what? Biodiversity. So don't forget, we have to write notes today. So write the definition of biodiversity, page number 97, point number 2, point number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 points there that you have to write in your notebook. So children, what is instructed, do it very strictly. And will you forget what I said to do? Small step for conservation of biodiversity. Thank you.